Good morning.
You hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Sorry, that's because Rich hadn't put your fader up.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
First of all, can you start by telling us a bit about yourself?
Oh, me, yes. So I'm married to Michael. He is in the Princess Mary's Royal Air Force Nursing Service. So I have a serving husband, but I also have two serving sons. I've got twin sons, one in the Navy and one in the Air Force as well. So I'm not only a military wife, like actually many of my fellow members of the choirs, I'm a military mum as well.
Oh.
And we're not all just serving military wives across the network. There are criteria for many women, including those with husbands who have served, so they're ex-serving, so to join the choir. So quite a variety of opportunities.
You totally qualify is what you're saying.
I think I do.
Yeah. Okay, can you tell us about the RAF Cranwell Military Wives Choir and how regularly do you meet? How many of you are there?
Okay, we were formed in 2012, so shortly after the programme that Gareth Malone did, and obviously which culminated in the choir, or two choirs he put together, singing at the Albert Hall for the Festival of Remembrance. So following that, yes, we've just celebrated our 5th year.
Brilliant.
We were put together by somebody called Nicola Swan, who's still with us, so we're really grateful for Nicola having done that. We meet once a week, which is quite a regular thing for choirs to do across the network. And there are now probably approaching about 40 of us, 35 or 40 of us. So regularly we get around about 25 to 30 of us meeting on a weekly basis.
Amazing. So tell us about working with this musical director, Mr. Roland Lee.
Okay, so Roland came to us about just over 2 years ago, I think now. He's a composer, a well-known composer. He's done lots of things for TV, for West End. He does an awful lot of orchestration. So I think when he came to us, we didn't really know what he did, but we've realised he does a huge amount out there. So he is very, very busy, but he very gallantly took us on. And this piece, really, that he wrote around about 4 or 5 years ago was one of 5 pieces, 5 songs of remembrance, which he did and dedicated this particular piece, We Will Remember Them, at that time to his father. He told me that it was commissioned originally for children, as an orchestra to take place, I think in Peterborough, and it's been sung in Ripon, but he really knew that he wanted it to have a further life, and so when he came to us, he thought, what an opportunity for these women to sing this song with absolute, pride and passion, and of course it just sits at the core of our being, and it's absolutely brilliant to sing.
So Catherine, where and when are you going to be singing this?
So we sang it at the Whittle Hall concert. So that was the first time. It wasn't the first time we'd sung it, actually. We had sung it prior to that concert in the summer with the piano. But that was the first time we had the opportunity to sing it with a band. Squadron leader Richard Murray from the band of the Royal Air Force College at Cranwell invited us along, and then Roland did a band sort of orchestration for the band at the college to do, and it was just amazing. So currently, we have not got this year, certainly, another opportunity to sing it. We're not involved in anything remembrance this year, but once we get back into sort of the concerts next year, post-Christmas, then we will use this always. It's just such a wonderful piece to sing.
I was wondering if you're doing anything for the RAF 100 commemorations
We've
next
not
year.
yet been asked to do that, but clearly, with its title, with its meaning, RAF 100 and the 100 years commemoration since the end of the First World War, this and many other pieces will be, I'm sure, used to the full in order to get, the sort of the passion and the emotion over of the commemoration of both those two events.
Catherine, I was just wondering, what is it that you get from singing in the Cranwell Military Wives Choir? Why do you do it? How does it make you feel when you're, singing as one?
I think it's just such a friendly place. I think music can be just such a wonderful thing to take you away from the stresses and strains of the day. There are many of us who've got, sort of quite difficult jobs or sort of intense type jobs, and whether that's, being at home with your toddlers, or whether it's being a nurse or, somebody who's serving, we have, you know, a couple of serving members as well, then it just makes you... I saw something the other day that said music makes you forget everything or remember everything, and I think that is exactly it, because you can lose yourself and forget everything that's gone on about. But actually, with this piece and the use of, because the words are from Lawrence Binyon's poem For the Fallen, and with that use of the Ode of Remembrance, you remember everything, or at least you remember, you know, what it's for, and that truly brings the emotion out into, you know, to what you're doing.
Yeah.
So a friendly flake pace. We do always eat cake and drink.
I was going to say.
They would never forgive me if I did not mention cake and
That's
tea.
brilliant. So it's as much about the social aspects of it as it is about the singing, is it, as well? The kind of camaraderie of you all together?
It is, yeah. All of the choirs come under the umbrella of the Military Wives Choir Foundation, and their strapline really is sing, share and support. So, yeah, we come together to sing, and you don't have to be able to sing wonderfully to be able to come and join us, but we share, you know, everything that we've got. We share cups of tea, we share cake, whatever it is, but we also support each other, and that's as it should be.
You said you don't have to be able to sing wonderfully to be part of the choir. V, if you
Yes.
should hear her
A little
sing.
bit far away from us, but I'm sure we can find a little...
You could probably hear her. You could probably hear her. You put your head out the door.
He is very much pulling my leg here. The version of We Will Remember by yourselves and Roland Lee directing is on our BFBS Facebook page, also on our Twitter. As you say, Kleenex at the ready. It is very powerful stuff.
Yeah, that was the version, and that's the only recording I think that we've got of it. That was from the Whittle Hall, so it's, you know, it's the best recording we've got. But you know, we know that we'd be very happy to do that over and time again. And you know, I'd just really like to say thank you to Roland for giving us the opportunity. We thanked him at those concerts for trusting in us. It must be something to trust a group of women like us to sing something as fitting as it is, because we're not professionals. We stood on a stage with consummate professionals, and it was an absolute privilege to be with them, you know, when we were with the band. But he trusted us with us, and I know he sort of got an awful lot of emotion and enjoyment out of that. And he dedicated, as I think I said earlier, the piece originally to his father, Dennis Lee, when he wrote it, but he's rededicated it, so it's rededicated to include us as Cranwell Military Wives Choir, which we are hugely proud of.
Brilliant.
Well, it's certainly very timely, ahead of Remembrance. So thank you so much for speaking to us today, Catherine.
Thanks,
You're
Catherine.
very welcome. Thank you for having me.